welcome back to my channel. My name is Danny, and today basically is a TBR hopefuls for basically 2025. I am going to go over all the books that I did not get to read from 2024. This isn't even including the books I've hauled from my birthday, from Christmas, all that fun stuff. These are just the books I was gifted last year, or the end of 2023 and 2024, till now that I didn't get through. Let's go ahead and get started. Powerless by Elsie Silver. To Jasper Jarris fans, he's the handsome, talented hockey heartthrob on TV, but to Salone, he'll always be the lost boy with the sad eyes and a heart of gold. This is Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. I just don't have the dust cover on it currently. By a Thread by Lucy Score. Dominic, I got fired. Okay, so I had a bad day and took it out on a bystander in a pizza shop. But there's nothing demure about Allie Morales. She proves that on the first day of her new job, which just happens to be in my office, and I can't fire her because it's my mother, the CEO, who hired her. Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. In 5th grade, my teacher set us up with pen pals from a different school, thinking I was a girl with a name like Misha. The other teacher paired me up with her student Ray. My teacher, believing Ray was a boy like me, agreed. It didn't take long for us to figure out the mistake, and in no time at all, we were arguing about everything. The best takeout pizza, Android versus iPhone, whether or not Eminem is the greatest rapper ever. Daddy's Angel by K.A. Knight. I never wanted to need him, but when my boyfriend cheats on me, I decide to get a little revenge by sleeping with his father. Luckiest Girl Alive by Jessica Knoll. As a teenager at the prestige Bradley School, Annie Finelli endured a shocking public humiliation that left her desperate to reinvent herself. Now the glamorous job, expensive award robe, and handsome blue-blued fiancé, she's this close to living the perfect life she's worked so hard to achieve. Black House by Stephen King and Peter Straub. Jack Schlegel is a retired Los Angeles homicide detective living in the small hamilton of Tamarack, Wisconsin. He has no recollection of the events 20 years ago that led him to a parallel universe called The Territories. From the Embers by Ali Martinez. In the aftermath of tragedy, it's strange the things you remember, the deafening boom as the house exploded, the paralyzing fear as I searched for my wife. Bad Little Girl by Frances Vick. Little Lorna Bell is from a notorious family of a rundown estate. Everyone thinks she's a nasty piece of work. The school children call her a thief, but Lorna's hair is matted, her shoes pinch her feet, and school teacher Claire Penny can't help herself. And then here's like some nonfiction books. Learning to Love Yourself, A Guide to Becoming Centered. And then some short stories, Angels All Around. Battle Ready, Train Your Mind, Conquer Challenges, Defeat Doubt, and Live Victoriously. This is back to fiction. Beautiful Graves by L.J. Shen. They say first loves are oftentimes the end of one's innocence. Those words couldn't ring truer for Evelyn Lawson, whose first brush with romance came with a heartbreak. Don't Tell a Soul by David Rosenfeld. Tim Wallace's wife was killed in a boating accident several months ago, and one New Jersey cop is sure he did it. He didn't. But even if the police eventually clear his name, he'll never get over this terrible tragedy. And this one is 3 short stories by a local author, Sean McGuire, a Whispering Pines short mystery collection, #1. A Wedding in December by Sarah Morgan. In the snowy perfection of Aspen, the White family gathers for youngest daughter Rosie's whirlwind Christmas wedding. First to arrive are the bride's parents, Maggie and Nick. Their daughter's marriage is a milestone they are determined to celebrate wholeheartedly, but they are hiding a huge secret of their own. This one is also by a local author by me. This is a nonfiction. It's a memoir. She's Done Pretending by Nikki Bergler. Endless Summer by Ellen Hildebrand. I'm not real sure what this is about. Looks like summer thing. Just Between Us by Rebecca Drake. Allison, Julie, Sarah, and Heather, 4 friends living in the suburban ideal. Their jobs are steady, their kids are healthy, they're as beautiful as their houses, but each of them has a dirty little secret. And here's another short story, nonfiction, Chicken Soup for the Couple's Soul. I just love reading the little short stories because you always seem to connect with each of the stories, and it's just quick. Two Little Girls by Frances Fick. In 1985, the disappearance of 10-year-old Lisa Cook shocks the nation. Her best friend Christy, traumatized and fearful, gives evidence that helps to put the Cook family's lodger behind bars. Girl at the Edge by Karen Dietrich. Not a single resident of St. Augustine, Florida can forget the day that Michael Joshua Hayes walked into a shopping mall and walked out the mass murder of 11 people. Forever Never by Lucy Score. Under brick, Callan's mild, wide chest beats a loyal heart with a few cracks in it. He's the steadfast, overprotective type, especially when it comes to the one woman he can never have. It's a long, complicated history, punctuated by fights, friendship, family, and attraction that strains his iron willpower. The Memory Watcher by Mika Kent. Haunted by memories of the daughter she gave up at 15, Autumn, Carpenter never fully moved on. She doesn't have to. Instead, she lives a life of relative seclusion, content to watch from a distance as the picture-perfect McMillan family raises her daughter as their own. Overkill by Sandra Brown. Former Super Bowl MVP quarterback Zach Bridger hasn't seen his ex-wife Rebecca Pratt for some time, not since their violated marriage imploded. So he's shocked when he learns that Rebecca has been placed on life support after a violent assault, and he, despite their divorce, has medical power of attorney. Zach is asked to make an impossible choice: keep Rebecca on life support or take her off of it. Buckling under the weight of the responsibility, Zach ultimately walks away, letting Rebecca's parents have the final say. The Ex-Wife by Jess Ryder. You've got everything she wants. Newly married Natasha has the perfect house, a loving husband, and a beautiful little girl called Emily. She'd have it all if it wasn't for Jen, her husband's ex-wife, who just won't leave them alone. Sea Storm by Andrew Mayne. A distress call draws rescuers Sloan McPherson and the Underwater Investigation Unit to a cruise ship off the coast of Fort Lauderdale that's sinking from a mysterious explosion. Wild Love by Elsie Silver. Forbes may have labeled Ford Grant the world's hottest billionaire, but all he cares about is escaping the press and opening a recording studio in gorgeous small town Rose Hill. In the Shades of Olive Trees by Kate Lack. Julia Brooks' honeymoon has not gone as planned, left at the altar by her fiancé, and now traveling alone through one of the most romantic places on earth. The first days of the trip are plagued with mishaps, train strikes, canceled reservations, and one ill-advised kiss in the shadow of the due moon. A Woman Alone by Nina Lauren. It's another bright sunny day in Venture, Illinois, the sort of place where dreams come true and families can get a fresh start. Celia Holmes deserves it after the home invasion that shattered her previous life. Now everything seems perfect. Her high security smart home, her doting husband, and her sweet daughter. Back to a nonfiction. Get Rick Lucky Bitch, Denise Thomas. If We Ever Meet Again by Anna Hung. 19-year-old Farrah Lynn is going to fall in love for the first time during her year aboard in Schengen. She's sure of it. The only problem, her would-be leading man is her new friend's boyfriend. The Boy Toy by Nicola Marsh. A woman ready to give up love meets her match in a man she's never expected to fall for in this heartwarming and steamy new romantic comedy. Picture Perfect Boyfriend by Becky Deem. A spring nature photographer, Kenzie Reed, just can't get her stressless family of optometrists to take her art seriously. She's resigned to putting aside her photography dreams and accepting the safe, depressing life that awaits her at the family business. Our Finest Hour by Jennifer Milliken. Some people live by a set of rules. I have only one, and I learned it the hard way. Don't let anyone get too close. Incarcerated by Inger Inversion. One of the few white kids in a rural Kentucky town, Logan White always kept to his own kind of self-preservation. He never considered himself racist, but that didn't stop him from falling in with the wrong crowd that celebrated hate as much as he fought it. Changing the Rules by Catherine Beebe. As an employee of McMain Security and Solutions, Claire Kelly can certainly hold her own. Armed with an impressive set of covert skills, she's more than prepared to tackle any job that comes her way, except one involving Cooper Lockman. Dirty Talk by Opal Carcrew. Sunny is haunted by past trauma that leaves her terrified of being with a man. A stranger's voice has been her salvation. She regularly listens to the essential audio she found online. The next book is West of Sin by Wesley Lewis. Jennifer Williams hoped her buddy relationship with her newly single boss would make this real estate conference bearable. Then she caught her boss in bed with a coworker and sped off into the desert. Heartless by Elsie Silver. Kate Eaton is 13 years older than Willa Grant, and he barely looks her way. Even though she's living in his house for the summer, that is until she gets him into the hot tub. The Coincidence of Wildflowers by Michaela Smetler. My future is a big what if at the moment, and I'm fine with that for the most part. And then the last one is The Perfect Couple by Ellen Hildebrandt. It's a Nantucket wedding season, also known as summer. The sight of a bride racing down Main Street is as common as the sun setting at Nantucket Beach. The Otis Winbury wedding promises to be an event to remember. Suicide Notes from Beautiful Girls. But June doesn't believe it. June and Delilah used to be friends in the way that comes before everyone else. It was like being in love, except more. Drive Me Crazy by Carly Robin. A season filled with reckless driving, drunken debauchery, and one more bad press than a kinky politician leaves five-time Formula One world champion Blake Hollis in desperate need of an image overhaul. Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is following Rhett. He's a professional bull rider, the golden boy, or at least he was until it all blew up in his face after a public brawl. The House at the End at Sea's End by Ellie Griffin. Just back from maternity leave, forensics archaeologist Ruth Galloway is struggling to juggle motherhood and work when she is called to investigate human bones that have surfaced on a remote Norfolk beach. The Resurrection Wildflowers. This is a second one in a series. I do have the first one too that's on this list, but I just couldn't find it at the moment, but I'll put it up here so you can see another book that I'll be adding to the list. But this one, his heart was shattered beyond repair and my life was invulnerable changed, and so I left him. I started over. And that is all the books that I have to read in 2025 before I can read any other books. These books need to get off my shelf or onto my favorite shelf.